Believe it or not, the holiday season is upon us once again. Another year is behind us, the holidays are on our doorstep, and for you, we've got another Wugaboo. So we invite you to join us as we celebrate family and friendship, and we step back and relax into the quiet normalcy of life. You know, I think it's important at this point in history for us to celebrate normalcy. Because by all accounts, things are not very normal. It was not a very normal year. Barbra Streisand cloned her dead dog. The kilogram, the scientific standard for that, was changed on a global level. Gritty, the new mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers, became a national sensation overnight. And I finally learned what an egg over medium means. Truly, it has been an eventful year. And so it's really good to have something to come back to. Something that's normal and comfortable. Presents under the tree, family to visit, holiday specials to watch. This year, we want to celebrate the normalcy of life in an era defined by change. But it's also important to reflect at the end of the year. So I would ask you, what is normalcy? Technology continues to advance exponentially, so normalcy always feels just out of reach. But as the slope of technological and societal advancement continues to get steeper, we can sit back during the holidays and feel confident that some things won't ever change. At this point in history, we really need the Wugaboo to remind us what's really important. And so, a Wugaboo we shall have. So let's celebrate the holidays. Let's celebrate each other. Let's celebrate art and music and cuddling by an open or digital fire. Welcome to the 2018 Westfall Winter Wugaboo. Yes! We have a great show planned for you tonight. We have some really great guests featuring Rosalie Hooper, museum curator and 2009 National Sudoku Championship finalist. We have John Kohl, film historian and prolific jazz drummer. And of course, we've got our old friend Santa Claus coming back to town. But before we bring out any of our guests, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you our co-host for this Wugaboo. He is the beast with the beats. He is abominable. He is phenomenal. He is DJ Freddy the Yeti.
What's going on? What's going on, Cameron? Really happy to be here. Happy to be part of this Wugaboo.
Absolutely, man.
A little bit out of my comfort zone in terms of temperature.
Really?
But, you know, yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense. It's like, you know, room temperature in here. Right. You're used to living in a cave?
Room temperature for me is like 30 below zero.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
That's like any room I'm in, I keep it cold.
So this is actually way out of your comfort zone.
Oh, for sure.
Are you doing okay? Can I get you anything? I mean, I should have got you like ice or something?
Yeah, maybe like a few 100 pounds of ice would be all right if you got that on hand or something.
Can you survive without it?
Yeah, but I'll be uncomfortable.
Okay, nice. Right, well, thank you. We all sacrifice for the Wugaboo a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So, you know, I know that you actually are friends with...
What is that?
Wait a minute, that's a drone phone. Whoa, 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 whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa. I think, should I pick it up? I mean...
You already did.
Oh. Hello?
You can talk on that?
It's a drone phone. I can't hear... I can't hear you. The reception really sucks. And version 1 of these, the reception was off. What? Listen. Call me afterwards. I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of something, okay? I honestly don't even know how to, like, turn it off.
Maybe throw it or smash it? I don't know. Yeah?
I don't know. These are expensive. I could sell it. I don't want to throw it.
That's a good point.
I don't know. That was weird, but sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's fine. It's just my moment.
Well, I don't want to steal... Listen, I don't want to steal your moment. You know, I was just saying, I hear that you... So you were recommended to us by Santa Claus, who is a friend of the show. He was here with us last year. So you're kind of, in the magical, cohort of like winter and holiday friends. For sure.
I'm in the general, winter magical mythos.
Yeah.
WMM.
Yeah, of course.
Santa and I go way back. I used to back in the day, I used to rip the heads off his elves and stuff, but then he told me to stop, and then we became friends, and we just got close ever since. It was crazy.
Wow. So you just had a change of heart? You just recognized that it's more fun to be jolly? I
subsist on the flesh of innocent things, Sure, so, all that kind of stuff that Yetis do, Yeti do, but I also, I value my friendships.
Yeah.
So
right.
If someone who I consider a friend tells me, hey, stop, murdering and devouring the people who work for me and who make my job easier.
Totally.
I'm gonna listen to them.
Absolutely.
I'm a monster, but I'm not a monster.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, business can't really happen if you don't respect your friends and their stuff and their people. So
business is business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Subsistence is subsistence.
Well, I'm gonna really hope that you take.
I'm not gonna rip anything off of you.
We're our guests.
We're already friends. Oh, well, okay.
All right. Well, we'll go one by one.
I haven't seen the guests yet. I don't know how devourable.
Well, how about we introduce you to our first guest, who you're definitely not going to eat.
Perfect.
I am really excited to introduce to you Rosalie Hooper, everybody. Let's bring her on out. Welcome to the Wugaboo, Rosalie.
Thanks so much for having me,
Cameron.
Cameron.
Nice to see you. Oh, and you even got a little jingle bell note from the DJ over here. So, in addition to learning recently that you were a Sudoku finalist, which is incredibly badass, I also learned recently that you were on another hit TV show, so you have experience doing this. You were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
That is true. Yes. Back in 2013, I made a...
2013?
Yes.
I didn't even realize that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was still on in 2013.
Neither did I initially.
Is it still on right now? I actually have no idea.
I think so. I'm not. Reruns are on.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Right. Syndication is always going to keep things just rolling through. Nice. So that's very interesting. So in addition to doing really interesting things like Sudoku and trivia games, you work at the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about kind of what you do there and kind of what got you interested in art in the first place?
Sure. So I work in the American Art Department, which deals with paintings, sculpture, decorative arts, which is art objects, silver, furniture, glass, ceramics.
Cool.
Sort of from the 1650 to 1950 range. So pretty big period.
So so 300 years. That's pretty broad.
Exactly.
Do you feel like even within that space you have a specific expertise or point of greatest interest? I mean, that's still pretty broad.
That is still pretty broad. My background is more in the decorative arts field, so I do a lot of work with those, and I'm at the museum currently to work on a project. We're reopening the American Art Galleries in 2020,
cool.
Fall 2020. Mark your calendars.
Nice,
absolutely. It's going
to
be great. So I'm there helping to redesign what our new galleries will look like.
That's super exciting. Can you walk me through real quick what decorative arts are? So does that mean functional pieces, things that were used to decorate homes?
Yeah, homes, public spaces, churches, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, mostly objects that have a purpose beyond just decoration. They do have beautiful they're art.
Of course, it's art. Yeah.
So they are very beautiful objects, but they also usually have a sitting purpose or an eating purpose or something like that.
Well, that is very interesting. So one thing that I was hoping that you would do with me, there is a ton of Christmas art out there, right? So the holidays have always kind of centered around culture, and since this is something we've been celebrating for hundreds of years, more than hundreds of years.
Really, we're around thousands, I think.
Thousands of years. There is all kind of art at this point, and I was hoping that we could look at a couple pieces and talk about some different things. So I think that we actually have a couple different pieces up.
Great.
And I know that our audience is going to be able to take a look at this on the screen. And can you see it all the way over there, my boy Freddy?
Oh yeah, I love art.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you're art.
Yeah, there's a great tradition of Yeti art. I've always admired it.
Oh, I know. I posed for many a portrait in my time. Yeah.
Naturally, we're gonna have to find a couple of those. We'll post it in the show notes. Nice.
Please do.
So we've got this first piece here. Can you talk a little bit about what we're looking at right here?
Yeah, of course. So I see that we have two different paintings of the Adoration of the Magi. So we have one that is much older, from the 16th century, early 16th century in Antwerp. And then we have another one that is from the 1830s, made in the United States. So, yeah, so I think it's kind of an interesting comparison that we have here.
Okay, so this is all of the Magi coming for the birth of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be in the desert. This is supposed to be in kind of a shack, but that actually looks to me like modern American architecture a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. In both of these paintings, you have the, like, cast of characters. We're all hanging out.
Right.
We're saying hello to this new baby. We have Mary. We have wise men. We have angels. We have shepherds. They're all here. But both of them, you see that the artists, as much as they're depicting this event that's like hundreds, thousands of years ago, it's
and
still,
somewhere entirely different.
Yes, somewhere entirely different, but it's still very much reflecting the culture where it's being made. So you have people in the 16th century piece that are in 16th century costume. I mean, some of them, like Mary, our key figures, are all still dressed, you know, in this kind of mythical flowing robe situation. But the background people are kind of wearing appropriate 16th century clothes. And then in the 19th century one from the United States, you have this building that's like, what nativity is that? What animal lives with this like fancy roof and paneled house?
Totally. It's kind of anachronistic. It's very strange how you have this again. To me, that feels strange, but I guess that's art. It's always kind of coming from like, where the actual artists and of the time of where it's being painted.
Exactly.
So, let's move on to our next piece, which is way different than what we're looking at on those other ones. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
So here we have Christmas Picture by Paul Klee from 1923. So what's also kind of amazing, this is less than 100 years after the painting that we just saw of the 1830s Adoration of the Magi. But like you said, we really come a long way in terms of what's being depicted here.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. This is actually also that same story being told in this space?
I don't think it necessarily is. We just have the title Christmas Picture.
Christmas Picture.
So Paul Klee was very much he was kind of associated with these abstract expressionist movements. We have a lot of his kind of classic things, color tones, arrows, letters. But I think a lot of it is he gives you a title, and then you can kind of read into it as you will. So if you are seeing an Adoration of the Magi in this, then I think that is perfectly acceptable.
I think the biggest thing that like jumps out to me is it almost like it's like tree branches all throughout. I'm not sure if that's what that's
I
meant
see
to
that
be.
too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Freddie, can we pass this over to you? And
Yeah.
what is it that you see in this piece?
I see, you know, the screams of 1,000 elves. I see, I see Santa Claus weeping over their corpses.
Right. So naturally, naturally, the interpreter, not just the artist, creates what is in their time, but the interpreter is going to see what they are going to see from their natural habitat.
And I'm an interpreter.
Exactly. That's what's great about art.
Exactly.
Anyone can see what they want in it.
There you go. So moving on to this third and final piece. This is very different than what we've seen. So this seems like this is a sculpture where the others are paintings, and to me seems notably simpler.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an approach here. We should be,
Oh, nice.
Gotta make sure you
Does
see
that look
this,
good to you?
Yeah, it's like a reindeer, but it also kind of looks like it's made of shells. You know.
That's so interesting that you say that. So this is called the Dasher shelf. So you got it. Perfect.
I told you I was an interpreter.
So this was designed in 2012 by a man named Masahiro Minami, who was making it for this Japanese toy company. And these are actually shelves made for children. So they are made out of reinforced fiberboard, which is kind of like super cardboard. It is as durable as wood, but super light. So you get the pieces of it.
Right.
Like you give it to your kid, you give them the pieces, they assemble it, and it makes this interesting, well-designed, durable, but still really light thing that is a reindeer.
Lego meets IKEA meets Christmas time.
Meets IKEA indoctrination.
Right. Wow. This is super fascinating, and it's like really interesting. You can actually see what looks to me like cardboard, but you're saying is, what is that?
Fiberboard?
Is fiberboard.
Yeah. So it's slightly different.
Yeah.
the design is really interesting. You know, you have the simplification of forms. So he's taking this reindeer design that we all know and love and making it something that is useful.
Yeah. I think that, you know, looking at these 4 different pieces that we've got here, all of them are so different, you know. Not only is art in some ways a blank canvas for people to interpret, but also the holidays, right?
Yep.
You know, this is from Japan. Others are from Europe from the 15th century, and our interpretation of like what this means to us and how this holiday can contribute to our lives, whether it's shelves or religion, just continues to evolve.
And I think like art and making, as much as you may not initially think, oh, Christmas art. But making, I think, is a big part of a lot of people's holidays. So it's great to see that manifest across centuries.
Absolutely. Well, Rosalie, this is super interesting. I feel like I've learned something, and I hope that our audience and our friend Freddy over here also learned something.
Certainly have learned something. You know, what is man but a blank canvas upon which we project our hopes, dreams, and insecurities.
Wow. Wow. Truly very deep, Freddy.
Yeah.
Very deep.
Thank you.
So I know, thank you for coming. Thank you for talking about this. I know you've got to head out. We would love for you to stay, but you've got something pretty cool tonight you're going and heading to.
Yes, I'm heading actually to a Yule Ball, so I'm sorry I won't be able to stay for the rest of the show.
That's okay.
I hear it's going to be a real exciting time.
It's going to be a Wugaboo.
But yeah, it's going to be a Wugaboo, so I'm sorry to miss it.
What is the Yule Ball? Where are you going to?
Well, the Yule Ball is a musical performance that I'm going to be headed to in New York by classic wizard rock band Harry and the Potters.
Amazing.
So looking forward to a magical Christmas evening.
Wizard rock. I think I heard you playing some wizard rock when you were coming in.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorite.
It's pretty
genres.
Popular among the Yetis, I think.
Yeah,
right. I mean, anything
across the magical population more broadly.
Magical or mythical, I'm on board. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have an amazing time with Harry at the Potters at the Yule Ball. Thank you so much for doing this and for coming out. And thanks to Rosalie Hooper. And so we are going to go to our first commercial sponsor. We have got our old friend Tony McGuire back. He is no longer with Toy Corp, but he is with a new organization, and we are excited to see what Tony is up to.
Hi Cameron, it's me, Toby McGuire. I'm here with my new friend, Crazy Baker Debbie, and we're gonna show you some really great tasty treats. Yeah.
Really great treats, man!
Holy cow. First treat I'm gonna show you, okay, holiday classic. It's a fruitcake, but what we did is we put it on a stick.
Stick!
Take it, you can open it up, open it right up, you can open it right up, easy, easy, it doesn't fall apart. If you're done with it, you got a nice tool.
Stabbing.
Stabbing. Stop. That's not how you sell the fruitcake.
No.
It's for other
stuff.
That's how you
make
it. It's not
it.
for stabbing. It's not for stabbing. It's all about the fruitcake. It's about the fruitcake.
Thank you to our friends at Tasty Treat Corp. They have tasty treats, and they are a corporation. Really great to see our friend Tony McGuire in a little bit of a bind right now, but I can personally attest that he is an excellent, excellent person.
If you say so.
Sure. I understand it's a little misunderstood. Maybe the situation that he's been involved in, the op-ed's a little skewed, but I understand from the outside, but I can really vouch for this.
I mean, yeah, you understand. Yeah, like from a third party, he looks kind of... Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. But, you know, I trust him. I trust you, Tony. I'm there with you, buddy. But I really want to thank Rosalie Hooper for joining us, and I also want to make sure to encourage you, our viewers, to go check out her Instagram project, Art Casual. That's at Art Casual 2018 on Instagram. Rosalie, on a weekly basis, is dressing up like art or dressing in some way that references the art at the Art Museum of Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Museum of Art, I believe they refer to it as.
That's what I call it.
And so she's doing that on a weekly basis, and that's a really cool project. I encourage you to check it out. So before we bring out our next guest, I want to hear from you. What was your favorite piece of art?
Oh, of those art pieces, for sure, the reindeer that was made out of shelves.
Right, that made
Yeah,
of shells.
remember that one? Yeah, it looked, because I eat reindeer, for fun, for sport, but also for subsistence.
Sure.
But I also love storage. So it's nice to have a little bit of both. Like something that I can
Right.
look at and be like, huh, maybe what should I have for dinner? But also, that's where my book is.
Yeah. I feel like you're somebody who's really practical. So, I mean, the idea that there's something stronger than cardboard, like this fiberboard.
Right. If it's one thing I think about, it's what's stronger than cardboard.
Right.
It's that.
And now
it's
you know.
Hardboard.
You learned
Yeah,
something here
hardboard.
at the
Yeah.
Wugaboo. Absolutely. So, I am really excited to introduce our next guest, to bring him out. He doesn't really need an introduction. He's someone that you know. He's someone that you know. I know. We all know. He was a guest last year on the Wugaboo. I am so excited to welcome back Santa Claus.
Woo!
Yes! Santa!
Santa Claus. Ooh.
Yeah! Santa, good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Oh.
So you are, you've been studying martial arts.
Yes, I know Kung Fu, Cameron.
You know Kung Fu. Okay. How long have you been studying that? Were you starting to learn when I met you last year?
It began the beginning of last year when I came to terms with an ancient rival,
Right.
the Yeti,
What's
who
up?
is now a great friend and
Right.
mentor and inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
No
that's-
idea you felt that way. That's really
That's
that's a lot.
huge.
Yeah.
He has opened my eyes to many things.
Such as Kung Fu?
He introduced me
I
to
see
the
you got
future.
my,
And he introduced me to electricity because I was not using electricity the longest time. Cameron.
Wow.
All candlelight up there.
Wow. You were doing all of that work. Making toys, leading the elves, and getting them all around the world, getting those toys all around the world without electricity.
Yes. Ancient system that we use.
The power of magic. Amazing.
Yes, it was all magic and elf strength.
Right.
But it was, every year, the Yeti would come and terrorize us, and that was
Right.
Guilty.
that was just
Right.
that was just a part of history. That was something that's a tradition.
Sure,
Something
sure.
we would try to prepare for, but candy canes don't make any type of weapon.
Sure, of course not.
And things become difficult.
Yeah.
But out of the graciousness of the Yeti, and with using his magical abilities, he showed me electricity.
Yeah. Amazing.
He showed me mobile phones.
And
Right.
leather.
I was just harnessing technology in my cave, just like just hoarding everything I could find.
I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Right.
He opened the eyes. He opened my eyes. Also, he told me about DVDs. He told me about the DVD player,
You'd
and he let
never
me borrow
seen-
this amazing movie that changed my life.
Do you know DVDs? Cameron?
Wait.
Yeah,
let's
do you
make
know
sure
about
that
DVDs?
let's make sure
Do
that
you know
we're
about
that everybody's seeing.
Do you know?
We're talking about the Matrix here.
He let me borrow this movie, and it changed my life, Cameron. It changed
your
me.
life.
It changed the way I see the world and the reality. It changed everything, and it motivated
Yeah.
me to push the Santa Claus industry into 1999. And now we're gonna do it. We're gonna use the internet, guys. We're gonna
Wait a
do
minute.
it. We're gonna use it, and we're gonna harness it.
Nice.
And the Matrix
Finally.
will help us. It's gonna be great.
I have to clarify. So you're saying that you think that The Matrix, the 1999 movie with Keanu Reeves, is going to help you do your job better as Santa Claus?
No, the Matrix will help help everyone receive presents faster, and they'll get exactly what they want, Cameron.
The Matrix.
Oh yeah, the Matrix.
You hear it here first.
Wow.
folks.
The Matrix is going to be amazing. 1999 has opened my mind, and it's the true future. And I can't thank the Yeti enough.
I mean, I want to say you're welcome, but I kind of feel bad now.
No, you have opened my eyes, and I truly have found a new god. within
Santa,
this
I'm
movie.
not really sure.
Also,
what to
there's
say.
special features and bonus commentary on this.
I feel like
didn't-
yeah. I mean, have you watched it all?
Yeah, of course, a million times. I've
What
watched
what
all
have you
year.
what have you gleaned from the bonus features exactly?
I've learned all about the concept of Neo. I've learned all about his background and what he truly represents. And
Right.
he's the chosen one. And I am chosen to represent Christmas, so I have to jump into the future and become the future via this new religion of mine that I am now. We're in the Matrix. There's no way out. So we should just accept it.
Santa,
and we
I
should
think
just-
I have to make it clear. We're not in the Matrix, man. This is a movie.
No, this is
Keanu Reeves was playing that character. Neo.
Very happy.
A bit of the Grinch, a touch of Ebenezer, a pinch of Jack Frost, but with a screen seizure. I'm the glitch that stole Christmas, and I'm here to hack Santa. I'll delete every wish list from Montana to Havana. But Glitch, we're so festive, why all the malice? 'Cause bitch, the rest of the world has gone callous. You're numb to the materialistic agenda he pushes. You succumb to his charm, then your subconscious he ambushes. Don't fear the hacker, for I am your savior. If the nutcracker's me, then the shell's your behavior. I'll crack you, I'll break you, I'll make you all see that I'm sick of this Saint Nicholas and his superficial glee. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. And to me that sounds like creeping, like your privacy's at stake. So heed this warning that the glitch hack is here. Begin all the morning, for the Matrix you must fear.
I'm so sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. I personally don't understand what happened, but our good friend Freddy the Yeti, apparently a tech master, got us quickly through those technical difficulties.
It was a hack. We've been hacked. I don't know why you're not as concerned as I am.
I mean, hacked.
It's the Matrix, obviously.
Well, I don't know that I would go there.
It knows about me and my location, so it's
shouldn't have said anything. You're
trying
right.
to alter itself to find us.
We're not too stressed about it here at the Wugaboo. It's all right. We've got a tech wizard over here in Freddy the Yeti, as always.
Yeah.
I'll do my best, but it's a hack.
He's the chosen one. Really.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out as we go. But I am really excited to introduce our next guest. And Santa, we were just starting to talk a little bit about how film, which you've got there with your 1999 DVD of a totally fictional movie, The Matrix, is, you know, kind of archival footage at this point. And I am excited to bring on John Kohl, who can tell us a lot more about archival footage. Welcome, John Kohl!
Hey, Cameron.
Sir.
How are you? Good to see you.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, Santa. How are you?
Good
to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you, guys. I actually brought some films as a gift for you, Cameron, for the show. So a little Christmas curation for you.
Wow, this one here says math film. I don't know what that means, but this actually says math film. So that's pretty special.
It's Christmas math.
It's Christmas math. So can you tell me a little bit about what it even means to be somebody who dabbles in film archiving? That's like totally unfamiliar to me.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I think collecting films is it's a sort of visual research category, and you know, in trying to collect this stuff and find it again. It really just takes someone who's interested in what you might call the ephemeral sort of thing, the temporary or the dated type of material, and just sort of learning it, you know, and getting to know what it looks like and feels like.
Yeah, that's very cool. Can you talk about, you know, where did you get interested in this space?
Yeah, I went to Temple University Film School, and I worked in a film archive there that they have. Cool. They have a massive archive of television footage, and yeah, just starting to handle these kind of materials. I learned how to repair them sort of to a certain extent and bring them into an age like today where they can be seen digitally. They can be seen again in sort of a whole new light than the original intention, you know.
Right. Very interesting. And you also, in your professional career, have gone on to work in documentary, right? And use some archival footage in that, I would assume?
Yeah, yep. So you know, in the other realm of museum stuff would be documentary use, you know.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Now, I have to ask, do you feel like The Matrix falls under this category of archival footage at this point?
Well, I mean,
it's a part of history, really. It's a part of the past, it's a part of history, and it's a part of our history, and now it's all a part of us, and we're all in it.
Hey, could you real quick tell him that it's fictional? Could you like tell him that it's not real for us?
Hey, some people think I'm fictional, so
that's true. You can't argue.
Yeah, I
with
guess
that.
I can't really say that to Santa Claus.
Well, so John, we're really grateful. You've actually put together an archive, a reel of multiple different types of videos that are all Christmas related from the past. And so you put together this video for us, and we're going to be showing that to you kind of throughout the Wugaboo. But I want to start this conversation by showing you kind of the first clip. Does this have a title? Do we know, what are we calling this?
Well, yeah, this one's interesting. It's from you might remember this one, Santa. It's from 1945. It's called A Christmas Story by Santa.
Oh, I might have heard of it, but I gotta rewatch it for sure.
All right, well, let's check it out.
Yes, I'm really Santa Claus, and I want you to believe in me. For children who don't believe in Santa Claus, miss the joy of Christmas.
Tell us a story, Santa.
Tell you a story? Certainly. I'll tell you about the monkeys' Christmas. A story you'll always remember.
Monkeys don't have a Santa Claus.
Indeed they do. Monkeys, you know, are very much like human beings in many ways. And sometimes they do the very same things that we do. For instance, in the spring, they like to get out in the open. And there is a place called Monkey Mountain, where there's always sunshine and monkey shine. Down the chimney comes the monkey Santa Claus. And what a time is in store for those good little monkeys. Toys galore and a home filled with surprises. So you see, children, monkeys are very much like you in many ways, except one.
What way is that?
They know they're monkeys, but you don't.
So, Santa, life was a little different back then. You were a little different back then.
It wasn't me, actually. Believe it or not, back then, anyone could be Santa Claus. There was no laws, there was no regulation, there was no lineage, there was nothing. There was no, like, passing down of the Santa crown. There was nothing.
Oh, wild.
Nothing.
Does this have to do with the Magical Regulation Act of 1974?
Yes, exactly. That is.
Wow.
That's what went into effect to pursue magic in the real realm.
Right,
without being persecuted.
Right, and without imitators.
Yes,
like
without people being like, oh, I could read people's minds.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Santa and I actually lobbied Congress to get it passed.
Wow. Wow, was that kind of your first time working together as a team?
Yeah, it's the first time we really teamed up and lobbied Congress.
That makes sense. There's a first time for everybody, right?
We came together as enemies then to fight the true enemy.
Right.
Congress.
So John, can you talk to us a little bit about kind of this clip, what we're seeing in this?
Okay, so it's A Santa Claus Story was a film that was made in 1945, and it's just kind of out there. It was found in an old can like this, and to my knowledge, it's the only copy that exists, which makes it a really rare film.
Wow.
I thought you might have remembered making it, Santa.
No,
but okay.
No, that was some imitator, but that's amazing.
Yeah, the curator is unknown, and it's often the same story with these films. You can go into a thrift store and find a family's home movies for sale these days, because these materials are kind of tossed aside and obsolete and forgotten, but yet, it's so interesting when we do take the effort to bring them back into the present. It gives us a unique window on the past.
Right.
On these Christmas past ghosts, maybe.
That's so interesting. Where did you find it, this found film?
Well, there's a little bit of a story behind that involves Westfall, actually. In 2013 or so, I found out about an estate auction in New Jersey of thousands of 16mm films like this.
Right,
and
just like this one.
Yep, and among other things. And so for about $75, I won over 650 cans of film, which I then had to transport home in a Honda Civic here to Westfall.
And these are heavy. Like, this is really heavy.
Oh, yeah.
The Honda Civic barely made it home.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it did, but yeah. No, and then,
that's amazing.
Yeah, from then it was just a lot of rooting, and I actually had some help from Santa. In fact, just sort of looking through the things to try to group them in some way that might make these old forgotten things come back together a little bit.
And so now we're able to kind of have a compilation and bring this all together. And so we're excited to show you, our audience, a lot of different clips from this compilation that John's put together. I know one thing I'm really excited to share with them is a piece that I had showed you. It's almost little early animation pieces going along with some music. Can you talk at all about that piece? Yeah. What you'll see is a stop-motion animation film in 2 parts, made in 1964 by the National Film Board of Canada. It's called Christmas Cracker, and it features the first is a person or an elf you'll see in stop motion, and then the second sequence is I believe a cut paper animated stop motion sequence. Yeah, very interesting. It makes me wonder, as we're here and filming content, it'll go on YouTube. you know, in 60 years, people will still be watching this, of course. But other videos that don't get as much play as ours does, you know, maybe someday people will just stumble upon things and learn about kind of our present, which is really interesting.
You have to wonder that. You really do, Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for putting that together. I'm excited to share that with the rest of the audience. And we're actually going to show you another clip of that soon. But first, let's get another word from our corporate sponsors over at Tasty Treats Corp.
Hey Cameron, it's me, Toby Maguire. I'm here again. I'm here with some tasty treats from Tasty Treats Corp. I know I forgot to say it last time, but that's the name of my new corporation. It's Tasty Treats Corp. Classic holiday cookies, okay? You got peanut butter, you got sugar cookies, but the thing about these is they're self-defense cookies, okay? Use them to, you know, how?
Stab people!
In self-defense. You can use them in self-defense.
Stab them.
I'll demonstrate, Cameron.
Stab!
Look, they're sharp. Oh, they hurt my mouth, but they're delicious. They hurt my mouth, but they're delicious. I don't understand what else I have to say. They're sharp cookies.
And we are back. So, you'll notice that we are in a different location now. Very observant of you. We are here for our annual Wugaboo game hosted by Santa. Santa, take it away.
I love the annual Christmas game. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite traditions, and we're going to have one now. Thanks for being a part. What you guys are going to do is you are going to participate in this amazing Christmas tree decorating contest.
Oh, can you see? I assume that these are prescription.
Yeah. So there you go. You all get your own tree. You're all going to decorate it with all of these various things that you see. So you will all share them and put them on your tree and make them all amazing. Now, much like before, when I graded the wrapping, I have a very strict set of rules, and what I want you to know is I will be grading you on factual, amazing trees that exist throughout the entire world. There's no time limit, but when you're done, please announce when you're done, and I will grade it with those said rules.
Can we go through a couple of the things here, Santa,
yes.
that we're going to be able to use?
Flowery lays. You can cut them, you can rip them up, whatever you like.
Looks like
these are glowing sticks and string and scissors and tape. So go crazy, and
if you're doing this at home, be sure to use common sense rules around scissors. Be careful.
For use them. Yes, be careful. All right. So whenever you're ready, let the decorating begin! 100% recycled paper.
This one
functional
is jam.
And beautiful. See what he's doing here? He's doing the staggering effect with the multiple items. See, this is what I like. This looks a lot like this tree in New Zealand called the Lego Christmas tree. And this tree is obviously made out of 100% Legos.
Santa, did you know there are sequels to The Matrix?
What?
You know there's sequels to The Matrix?
Yeah, have you seen the sequels yet?
You're telling me there's more?
Oh, there's two more, yeah.
Matrix?
Yeah, they're so much better.
They're better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like leaps and bounds.
I mean, as long as Keanu's there, I'm fine with it.
No,
I'm fine with it.
Can you say as long as who's there?
Mr. Rivas. As long as he's there, I will watch it. I love him. I think he's good in whatever he does. This is already winning. This is already winning points. This is creativity and this is amazing. Look at this utilization. You know. The world's most illuminated Christmas tree in Osaka, Japan.
Wow.
Where they have over 500,000 lights on one tree.
That's so many lights.
Yes.
Wow.
It is the most illuminated tree in the world. It is also completely covered. Yes.
Wow.
I wanted to put candles on the tree too, and they wouldn't allow it. Wow. Yeah, and my tree always has candles on it. Okay, that's a Christmas tradition. You put candles on your tree, and you put it directly next to the fire, so you have that full illuminating orb of Christmas joy. And then you have a nice stiff drink, and you fall asleep. You guys have 30 seconds left.
Ooh.
Yeah. Start dumping. Start hammering. Let's go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do a Christmas countdown. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Christmas!
Wow.
Wow.
Just leave him.
You did it.
Nice.
You did it.
Wow.
Good, yeah, good job. Good job. Look at this. Look at this. So I will now rate them with the customary ancient tree decorating rules. First, we're going to start with you, John. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. You have incorporated almost every item on here, which will give so many variety points. Also, the fact that you put a surprise element that Santa wasn't even expecting into the tree is a clear bonus points. But again, there's no system until they're all rated. Cameron, yours really expresses the cacophony of Christmas. You know, it's like it's a time capsule of Christmas beginning and end, and the representation of the true rise and fall of the season and the year.
You really captured it.
No, that was you, Cameron. And over here, Yeti, this I love. All of your color put on the top, and all of the glowing sticks.
Yeah, it's
glowing
meant
sticks.
to be the dinosaurs being struck by a comet from the sky. Things with
wow, and there they are.
All over the fucking
Riding the explosion.
Right, they're all down here. Yeah.
I'm absolutely amazed. Yours, the evolutionary train. So, through all of that gauging and analysis and careful diligence and part of that silly string fumes, I will now bestow the winning prize to Jonathan Kohl for his amazing work. Look at this!
Absolutely. Look at that.
With the film, every incorporated item, and the garnish, the snipping garnish at the end.
The balance is amazing, making sure that it's evenly spread.
Amazing. A Christmas miracle.
Thank you guys. See you guys too.
Thanks to Santa for bringing us this game, and we are going to head back to the studio after a couple more messages from our friends over at Tasty Treats Corp.
All guards to cell block B-4. All guards to cell block B-4. All guards to cell block.
Far up at the North Pole, Santa is reading your letter now.
Why not? Boys and girls all over the world wonder how Santa lives. I think I'll send for them in my magic helicopter.
And another Wugaboo down and another game down. Santa, every time I am just shocked at what a strict critic you are on these games.
Well, the Santa game has been going on for generations. And, you know, these are all rules that have been, these are all traditional rules. I don't make them. I just keep them.
Understood.
He always acts like this.
He does,
Hey?
indeed.
We've
come to know that.
My job.
But, you know, we are wrapping up this Westfall Winter Wugaboo, our second annual 2018, and we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, a Happy Hanukkah. And listen, you know, it might be crazy out there, but we can learn from our history, right? We can look back at art, we can look back at archival footage, and we can understand the past and do better in the future, right? We can be people together, we can trust each other, we can love each other, and so, you know, be good to each other.
Cameron?
Be patient.
Santa? Santa?
Whoa.
Santa!
Whoa, what's going on, man?
I think he's being hacked. I think he's being hacked.
Yo, Santa, you okay?
Santa?
There is no Santa, only the glitch.
Santa. Santa, listen, man. You just gotta dance.
Power, spirit overtaking.
Yeah. You just gotta
More.
dance, man. The power of Christmas. The power of Christmas dancing.
There we go.
Oh my
There we go.
Oh my gosh! The spirit of Christmas is inside me!
Yes! That's what I like to hear!
Thank you!
Oh!
He has saved me with the spirit of Christmas music once again! My savior, the Yeti!
Yo, you can tell the glitch if you're listening, man! You cannot beat the power of Christmas! Hey, you know what? Let's end this Wugaboo with a little bit of a dance party. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next year. Thanks for joining us for the Westfall Winter Wugaboo. Have a wonderful and safe season.